Hi children, welcome to my English class. Today I will teach you poem 3, Lines Written in the Early Spring by William Wordsworth. Let us know about the author. William Wordsworth is known as a nature poet, as his poems are all about nature. He was a major English romantic poet who launched the Romantic Age in English literature along with T.S. Coleridge. He was Britain's poet laureate till his death. Some of his popular poems include Daffodils, The Solitary Reaper, To the Cuckoo. His poems create pleasantness in mind as we read them. Let us understand the poem line-wise. I heard 1,000 blended notes, while in a grove I sat reclined. The poem begins with a lovely description of something melodious, something the reader can image the speaker enjoys. The use of sat in this case is archaic for sat. The reader can then place the speaker in the natural setting of a grove. In that sweet mood when pleasant thoughts bring sad thoughts to the mind, these two lines are likely linked to memories and appreciation of the past, a longing for what was. He is enjoying the nature surrounding him, noting how it all comes together beautifully. However, while basking in this setting, he also feels a sadness overcome him. The reason for the low feelings is revealed as the poem unfolds. To her fair works did nature link the human soul that through me ran. The personification of nature is demonstrated by the use of capitalization and the attribution of the feminine pronoun. This hints at the important role nature plays in the sentiment of the poem, reflective of the speaker's own feelings. This is also demonstrated through these lines in that they state nature and the human soul are linked. And much it grieved my heart to think what man has made of man. These lines are the first direct reveal of the cause behind the speaker's sad feeling. At the onset, he is surrounded by nature, but there is something preventing full enjoyment. It is the connection of man and nature and what man has done that brings out the melancholy tone. The line, what is a commentary on course man has taken? This can relate to how people treat each other, how society impacts life, and even foreign policy. Another deeper level of meaning comes in with the connection to nature. Since man's soul and nature are linked, anything man does affects nature. This is the reason behind the speaker's sorrow. Through primrose tufts in that green bower, the periwinkle trail its reeds. The poem continues with a visual description of natural beauty. In these lines, the reader can see how different flowers and trees come together in a shaded, peaceful place. And 'tis my faith that every flower enjoys the air it breathes. The speaker believes every flower enjoys the air it breathes. This is possibly a continued commentary on mankind. Once again, nature and human souls are linked. The birds around me hopped and played. Their thoughts I cannot measure. The speaker is watching the birds presumably play. The description of the birds hopping around creates an air of excitement, almost as if it were a description of children. He then goes on to state he cannot be sure what they are thinking. But the least motion which they made, it seemed a thrill of pleasure. The reader knows the inference sense made by the speaker is a direct result of what he observes. Every movement of the birds, big or small, seems energetic and filled with joy. The budding twigs spread out their fan to catch the breezy air. In these two lines, the beginning of life is addressed. The poem is all encompassing of life in its various forms and stages. The budding twigs are growing and reaching out for what they need to survive. They are also reaching out to happiness, as the poem earlier mentioned flowers enjoying the air they breathe. Similarly, the twigs are not merely alive but should enjoy life. And I must think, do all I can, that there was pleasure there. There is a belief and genuine hope on behalf of the speaker that nature, including animals, live happily and freely. If this belief from heaven be sent, if such be nature's holy plan, the speaker is now connecting nature and heaven. It is a wholly spiritual belief. He considers nature to be holy and thus deserving of the utmost respect. Have I not reason to lament what man has made of man? The poem ends with the speaker's sorrow. Though he has described nature beautifully throughout the poem, it served mainly to highlight what man is destroying. It says the interconnectedness of mankind and nature, demonstrating what people do has a huge effect on the natural world. Thus, children, the major theme of this poem is nature. Through this poem, we must realize that nature does everything right. It is man who has failed by rejecting nature. Thank you.